Hey everyone, JC here. Hope you're doing well. Sorry about not uploading materials more often here, but the Age of Reason channel always takes more time, to be honest with you. It's not like gaming videos, which I can pump out almost on a daily basis. This requires more editing, more research, more thought, and yeah, that's why it takes a bit longer. But do stay tuned, do subscribe because content is coming. I'm making more and more of it. All right, so a while ago, just a few months ago, I guess, I brought you a video about Mai Watanabe. Now, she's a Japanese young woman. I think she's 25 or something. I'm not sure. I don't remember. And she was actually caught and arrested for scamming. She was pretending to create some kind of problems. Like basically, she was getting close to the customers, and then she would say something like, "Oh, I'm getting evicted, so I need money to pay for an apartment," or my phone got confiscated or something like that. I need a new phone or else we can't message each other. And unfortunately, look, I have to say this. Uh she's obviously guilty, okay? Like no doubt about that. She's a thief and she absolutely stole, swindled money, okay? That's just make that clear. The other aspect of that is that I do blame the victims a little bit. I mean, you have to be very naive and gullible to do what they did, okay? Yeah, they got their money stolen. That's true. But the way that they gave away their money without like checking anything, without, you know, I'm not even sure she video conferenced with them. I'm not even sure about that. So just go ahead and blindly trust a stranger on the internet, that's just you're begging for trouble. So yeah, obviously she's much more guilty. She's the one responsible for all of it. But the victims have to take a small share of responsibility as well. All right, so I just wanted to make an update video on her because finally there was a court hearing, and let's just see what happened here. Okay, so Sugar Baby, Riri gets 9-year prison term over romance scam. There she is again. That's pretty much the picture that I shared at the time as well. I'm not sure why this fluffy animal is added, but okay, it doesn't really matter. The Nagoya court on Monday imposed a 9-year prison term and an 8 million yen fine on a 25-year-old woman who went by the moniker Sugar Baby Riri for swindling three men out of 156 million yen. You can calculate that, how much that is in dollars, through a romance scam and for selling a manual on how to commit similar acts of fraud. So, like I mentioned before, it was kind of interesting because yeah, obviously the three men that got swindled, um, they complained about it, but I think she was really arrested mostly for the manual that she was selling, because the manual was basically a kind of instruction manual to other women, so that they can follow in her footsteps and they can go online and basically steal money from men using the exact same methods that she used to do that. So I'm pretty sure that it's kind of a mixture of both. It's not just like, oh yeah, you stole my money, so I'm gonna, take you to court. It was not quite like that, from what I understand. It was really kind of a mixture of the theft and also the sale of the manual. The defendant, whose real name is Mai Watanabe, spent the money she obtained from three men on a host. By the way, I'm still waiting for updates on that story, from whom she fell in love with the aim of making him number one in terms of sales at the club where he works in Tokyo's Kabukicho Entertainment District, the court found. The presiding judge said that her motive to contribute to the sales of a host is truly selfish, and there is no room for leniency. She took advantage of the victim's feelings for her. Watanabe pled guilty during the trial in December. So yeah, the trial I think was in December actually, but the sentencing was just a couple of days ago. I thought it this is really funny. This is really really funny. So this is what she said uh about the sentencing. She said, "I thought it was fair game to commit fraud for the sake of the host." Let me read that one more time. "I thought it was fair game to commit fraud for the sake of the host." How stupid are you, Mai? What is wrong with you? Watanabe said when questioned during the trial. But she also showed remorse, saying that she did something really bad. Watanabe, who went by the moniker Itadaki Joshi Riri-chan, which roughly translates as Sugar Baby Riri, dated older men and swindled them out of money by telling them fictitious, heartbreaking stories about herself to gain their sympathy. Itadaki Joshi, which literally means girls who receive, refers to young women who date or have sex with older men in exchange for financial benefits. But doesn't that include like prostitution then? But I'm not sure. Like prostitution, I'm. It might be illegal here, but I know there are certain kind of services here which are, I don't know, like soap. The thing with soap here and stuff like that, soap baths or something like that. It's very very close to prostitution, I would say. So I'm not sure like, exactly what that means, but okay. With many such women swindling large amounts of money from men in recent years, Itadaki Joshi was nominated as one of the top 30 buzzwords of 2023. Yeah, actually, this I'll just comment very briefly on that one. I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if some kind of scam name like pig butchering or something like that was also one of the top buzzwords last year or 2024 or something like that. I would not be surprised at all, because unfortunately it's kind of on an exponential rise right now. And it's good that more people are talking about it, okay? Like it's good, but at the same time it's also kind of spreading still, and that's the thing. So I really think like we need to educate and inform as quickly and as well as possible, and that's why I'm making these videos, because people can, well, not maybe this particular video, but other scam awareness videos that I've made in the past. I hope that people watch them and people learn about, PayPal scams and dating scams, etc., etc. Look, the more you know, the better. Watanabe was charged with defrauding three men in their 50s out of a total of 155.8 million yen in cash between 2021 and 2023. Nice, isn't it? In just 2 years. I'll give you like a kind of rough idea, actually, just so you can kind of picture what we're talking about here. Okay, so when I arrived here the second time, I was working here as an English teacher. I not an alt, okay? So like an alt is kind of like a almost a substitute teacher, and they make actually less money. But I was like a regular English teacher. And my salary, so per year, I would say it was around 3 million yen, okay? That's just to give you an idea how the salary is. If you want to convert that to dollars, well, at the time, because the inflation was obviously almost non-existent, and the yen was actually much more stronger versus the dollar, I was basically earning about 2,000, I don't know, like 200, yeah, 2,000 to $200 per month or so. So per year, you basically multiply that by 12 and you get more or less your figure. But still, what I'm trying to say is that I was working hard. I mean, I was working 5 days a week, 8 hours a day to make 3 million a year. And she made, even if you divide that number by two, which would be fair because it would be by year, it's still about 75 to 80 million yen per year. That's insane. That's just completely unacceptable. And with helping a 21-year-old woman in Nagoya defraud two men of a total of about 10 million yen in 2022 by selling her manual titled A Reference Book for Sugar Babies. That's what I was talking about. The crime was not just her stealing the money. That's bad, yeah, but she's also stupid enough to sell manuals on the internet telling people how to commit fraud. I don't want to use the R word, but that is fucking retarded. And I am not surprised that she got caught. And like it's a good thing she got caught. I mean, at least the justice the justice system works somewhat. She was also accused of failing to declare around 40 million yen worth of income over a 2 year period through 2022 and of income tax evasion. Well, obviously, yeah, she's not gonna. I highly doubt she would pay anything on it. Prosecutors had sought 13 years of imprisonment and a 13 million yen fine for Watanabe. So they were actually going for a little bit higher. Didn't quite get it. Uh, I I will just explain a little bit, maybe the reasoning in a moment. In October, the Aichi Prefecture of Police arrested two hosts for knowingly receiving money. So yeah, this story we'll have to keep an eye on, because I don't think this is over yet. There's going to be more to this, and I believe that's it for this story. So this is from the Japan Times, by the way. I would say like it's pretty reliable. It's a pretty reliable outlet. Maybe not the best, but it's uh it's definitely up there. All right. So my final conclusion here is, why did she only get 9 years and not the 13 that the prosecutors were asking? I think there are many reasons for that. I think maybe one reason is uh, she's still young and maybe like they don't want to kind of completely ruin her life. Because look, she's gonna come out of jail if the nine if she just does the 9 years, right? If it doesn't change, she's gonna be 34, and she's gonna kind of miss on a lot of fun, I would say, that women enjoy during that period in their lives. Uh, Look, usually a lot of women have fun until kind of the late 30s, early 40s even. But then they usually get married and they settle down, and their lives really change actually. So I think like basically she's gonna miss out on a lot of the yeah, just the fun in life. And when she comes out, she's gonna be 34. It's gonna be tough. I mean, it's gonna be not. It's definitely gonna be a different life for her. So I think that's one aspect maybe they were looking at. And yeah, I don't know. I think like it's the other aspect is, look, if it was like a murder or something, obviously murder would be punished a lot more. Maybe prison for life or at least 20 years, I would say. Um, when it comes to this kind of weird swindling or text scams, yeah, of course it's a crime. It's still a crime, but it's a bit harder to kind of nail people. You can try to return the money, but you see, like if you return the money, then you kind of fix the problem. So do you still punish the person for a long amount of time or not? And I think this is kind of the questions that maybe the judge was wrestling with. I'm not sure. I'm not in his head. I'm just trying to kind of reason what happened there. But look, anyway, in this case, it's good she was caught. She's going to jail. She has to pay a fine. The fine actually is not that incredible, but look, it's still something. And I really hope that people don't do that. There is a big difference between being, for example, on OnlyFans, and yeah, I also think that's a complete bullshit job. Yes, but at least you're not like stealing money. You're yeah, you're getting naked, etc. And people give you money for that, but that is not theft, though. People voluntarily give you money. What she was doing is absolutely stealing money. Okay, so it's not the same thing. Absolutely not. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I just wanted to give you this update video because I did promise actually at the end of the last video I would update you if there was further development, and there was. But I think now we can kind of forget about this for now. I am going to keep an eye though on the hosts because I think that story is still developing. I have no idea whether they've had a trial already or, when the sentencing is, but I'll try to keep an eye on it. And if I hear anything, I'll make another update video. How about that? All right, guys, thanks for watching. GC signing off. Peace.